Chapter 11, Section 1, Genes and Dominance. Mendel studied 7 different pea plant traits. A trait is a specific characteristic, such as seed color or plant height, that varies from one individual to another. Each of the 7 traits Mendel studied had 2 contrasting characters. For example, green seed color and yellow seed color. Mendel crossed plants with each of the 7 contrasting characters and studied their offspring. We call each original pair of plants the pea generation. The offspring are called the F1 or first filial generation. Philus and filial are Latin words for son and daughter. The offspring of crosses between parents with different traits are called hybrids. What were those F1 hybrids like? Did the characters of the parent plants blend in the offspring? Not at all. To Mendel's surprise, all of the offsprings had the character of only one of the parents, as shown in figure 11-3. In each cross, the character of the other parent seemed to have disappeared. From this set of experiments, Mendel drew 2 conclusions. Mendel's first conclusion was that biological inheritance is determined by factors that are passed from one generation to the next. Today, scientists call the chemical factors that determine traits genes. Each of the traits Mendel studied was controlled by one gene that occurred in 2 contrasting forms. These contrasting forms produced the different characters of each trait. For example, the gene for plant height occurs in one form that produces tall plants, and in another form that produces short plants. The different forms of a gene are called alleles. Mendel's second conclusion is called the principle of dominance. The principle of dominance states that some alleles are dominant and others are recessive. An organism with a dominant allele for a particular form of a trait will always exhibit that form of the trait. An organism with a recessive allele for a particular form of a trait will exhibit that form only when the dominant allele for that trait is not expressed or present. In Mendel's experiments, the allele for tall plants was dominant and the allele for short plant was recessive. The alleles for yellow seeds was dominant while the allele for green seeds was recessive.